Unfortunately, Jimmy Dore used to work here.
I love Jimmy Dore. I always have.
It's a decision I deeply regret.
Bless his heart, and I want to thank him for all the wonderful moments we had and the great shows that he did on the TYT network.
We hire a wider range of folks, and sometimes it goes wrong, and Jimmy's one of those examples.
We had wonderful, wonderful moments on the air with Jimmy. Jimmy is wildly entertaining.
And the smears and the attacks, they were deeply personal in nature.
You know, some people say, hey, you know, Jimmy's been wrong once or twice. Show me someone who hasn't.
So both Anna and I got frustrated, and at one point she sent him a DM that that Jimmy's gonna talk about in this clip that we're gonna show you.
She's gonna try and gin up some kind of bullshit like this, some kind of hashtag Me Too against me.
I want to be clear about something. So the DM that I sent him specifically called him out on his constant sexual harassment of me at this place.
I've been holding back, letting you run your mouth nonstop as if you're some sort of warrior for what's good in the world. That's going to change.
I also want to be clear that I didn't talk about it with anyone. I never talked about it with Cenk until very recently.
She says, I'm sure you remember when you constantly made inappropriate comments about how sexy you found me at work.
Constant harassment online.
That was followed by an apology card you wrote me for the degrading harassment.
Kept going and going and going, directing trolls at me nonstop.
So by the way, why didn't Anna tell me? Because I would have fired him.
I don't know if you ever watched The Young Turks, but all they talk about in the second hour when I used to be there was the most outrageous sex stories in the world. Cenk literally sat next to Anna and said if he was in government, he would make it legal for people to have sex with animals.
I would legalize bestiality where you are giving, where you are pleasuring the animal. Where there was like a guy or a girl or something that was pleasuring a horse, and the horse came to a conclusion, right? So who got harmed?
You know that because what you're saying sounds kind of funny. A lot of people who are being raped can actually like have an orgasm.
But number one, you're being an unbelievable downer. If you really asked the horse, did you mind? The answer's got to be, no.
So he just tells a story like, ha ha. Parts of the story that aren't true. Of course Anna wasn't wearing a skirt that short.
It was degrading, obviously. And
Eva Longoria flashed her panties.
Oh,
Except
okay. This is Young Turk style story. I like this. When the story has no purpose other than, come on, let's show you Eva Longoria's panties.
No. I've obtained photos of her panties. What kind of panties? Well, actually, they might have already seen the pictures.
Well,
JR,
she says.
Have you seen the picture of Eva Longoria's panties? Okay, what type of panties do you think Eva Longoria wears?
Let me give you my real guess.
Okay.
Something cutie, like teddy bears on it, or balloons, or lollipops, or something like that.
She wears something known as Spanx. Let's go to the picture.
I don't know what that is. Ooh, I can't see the panties, but I'm still having fun.
Okay, they're like nude biker shorts.
Yeah, I'm in.
You're in.
Winner. We happen to catch a little bit of cellulite, we're going to be all over her ass,
Yeah, but
right?
now we know.
That's why she's got to Spanx it up. Whereas you can throw around a little junk in the trunk, and nobody sees nobody's the wiser.
he wrote me that apology card to basically try to calm things down. I love our members, but I want to be clear about who we are and the kind of audience we want to foster. Because this isn't just about building an audience, it's about building a movement.
Yeah, I'm fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you. You are garbage.
Because we work with our audience all the time in pressure campaigns in regard to like Congress and ensuring that we get a vote on a $15 an hour minimum wage.
He didn't do a campaign to force a vote for $15 minimum wage. He didn't do that like I did for forced to vote for a Medicare for all. He didn't try to make the progressives do anything. He knows this is not going to happen, that they're not going to do what they're supposed to, and they're going to let it. They're going to vote for a COVID bill without a $15 minimum wage, and they have all the leverage and they're not going to use. So he knows that's happening.
They're good people, but tonight they'll meet, and they will very, 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 very likely decide to do nothing about putting $15 minimum wage back into the COVID relief bill.
But understand that at the end, Max Blumenthal was talking about us being in the gutter.
A couple got caught making more than 100 tapes where a woman is having sex with dogs. The woman's son found the tapes.
He turns them in to the cops. Man, you want to talk about a snitch? Man, you gonna snitch out your mom having sex with dogs? I think the son's more messed up than the parents. First of all, the bestiality, I get it. Some people are into bestiality, right?
Is that legal?
No, it's not legal.
Okay.
Because you're taking advantage of the dog.
Right.
I want to come back to that in a second.
That we're in the gutter and that Jimmy is the one trying to clean us up and get into and engage in a rational conversation with us.
So then I think, is it really dog rape if the dog came, right?
Oh, Jink.
Okay, if you're going to do crazy stuff, do it with a human, right?
Going after our appearances.
Not an unhealthy body weight. At least I don't think I am. But you know, yeah, don't call them fat.
Attention! Get off the stage, you fat.
So Roger Waters was on. They're so ecstatic. They're like, oh my God, a random Pink Floyd guy from like 80 years ago.
To listen to that garbage and disgusting and foul-mouthed, I have to say.
Me too. I think so poorly of them, and the reason why is because, look, I don't think that you're a single issue voter. I just think you're dumb. Okay? I think you're fucking dumb.
That young lady, well, I hesitate to call her a young lady because she's clearly not in the prime of youth.
How insulting would it be if I walked into a surgeon performing open heart surgery and I said, you know what? I think that artery needs some work.
But the fact is, how dare she pontificate on some tin pot fucking show like the Fabulous Young Turks or whatever they call themselves? Well, who the fuck are they?
I have a hard time not disliking friends of mine who support Hillary.
I am not going to waste my borrow on whatever the young fucks are, because that was disgusting. But they purport to be thinking young people who have an alternative. They're not. They are the status quo.
I understand if they might be ignorant on some policy ideas, but I have friends that
fucking stupid fat prick. It's just as long as they're throwing the F word around.
And he couldn't help himself. So Roger Waters says this as everybody else nods along. Yeah, let's do more sexism.
I mean, and that woman, I haven't the faintest idea who she is, but she obviously can't read or write.
Because I actually have principles.
Well, it turns out that there's also a website that's exclusively for ugly people.
I don't know about.
It's called Ugly Bug Ball, a website for aesthetically challenged individuals.
That's what.
The couple is Tom Clifford and Janine Walker. We have a picture of them. I
mean, they look like people. There's nothing. I mean, whatever.
And again, look, we're talking about this because I want more than anything to put this behind me, despite the fact that the attacks are going to continue. I know that.
Way to go, Aaron. You did it. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
gets
Aaron
paid by
Monte.
the.
Yeah, fuck you.
Anyway, so there's few things as disgusting as that, right? That's just, they've gotten so used to McCarthy smearing people who they don't like. They did it to Julian Assange. So he's all for bombing brown people over at the Young Turks. They're all for it. They always are. And if you debunk a pro-war narrative, they will smear you like they did. Instead of saying I'm paid by the Russians or saying I'm working for Assad, she's now going to try to pretend I sexually harassed her when I was at the Young Turks. Now she has to make it up because we're coming at her on her journalism. So we're calling out her journalism and her McCarthyite smears. And this is how she responds. Anna Kasparian used to dress, when I worked there, unbelievably inappropriately for a newsroom. She looked like she was going to a rave. The skirt, one time she came into the newsroom with a skirt so short. It wasn't a pencil skirt. It was like a fluffy one too, but so short that she bent over in front of me and I literally saw her ass. Everybody saw it. And I go, hey, Anna, nice news skirt. And everybody laughed. Like they laughed louder than I thought they would. And so it humiliated her. She got humiliated in the middle of the newsroom. And I did it. And I felt bad. At that time, we were friendly. You're going to bend over and show me your ass? I think that's a little, I'm not offended, but I think that's a little risque. Imagine if I did that. If I walked around showing my ass to everybody. And I felt bad for her. I didn't want to make her feel that, but I just wanted to make a little joke. Because everybody saw how inappropriate she used to dress. So that's why it got such a huge laugh. So I felt bad for her. So the next day I wrote her a card saying, hey, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. That was inappropriate. You don't have to worry about that happening again. I won't comment on your clothes anymore. I should have said no matter how fucking ridiculous. And what she doesn't realize is that she's revealing that the reason why she's coming forward with some kind of accusation isn't because it bothered her and it was true and that she was traumatized, and that she's trying to get back at me because I'm telling the world about their poor journalism. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's not supposed to be a retaliation for someone critiquing your work. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships.
Hey, and then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job.
You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna.
So just enjoy the video.
But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air.
Some policy ideas, but I have friends that